young males of color from 4 targeted groups: African Americans, Asian Pacific Islanders, Hispanic, Latino, and Native Americans, and then do deliberate dialogue sessions, home visitation sessions where we do family sessions within the home. We do on-site school consultations, and we work closely with all the key stakeholders, including people from juvenile court, the judges, the principals of the school, anybody who plays a key role in their child's life, and try to reestablish a circle of support, if you will, while changing the behavior and the approaches that the youth use for day-to-day conflict resolution, but more importantly, causing the youth to work together in small groups so that they develop a better understanding of each other and their behavior.
So some of the outcomes would be staff observations of
those are the means. The outputs would be increased attendance, an increase in the overall GPA, because the logic would be if they're in school, then they should be able to achieve better grades. Less suspensions and expulsions among the kids, and then based on the mentors and the group facilitators, a market observation in how the kids respond to verbal and physical aggression, how they use it and how they respond to it, and that's documented.
Another question I have is for Lauren Stone. With the type of program that you have, is that what do you use for your outcome-based evaluations, or how do you judge whether or not how you're being successful in because you have a similar program that addresses gang violence and stuff like that?
I just keep a monthly report every time I meet with a youth. I keep a report.
But I'm on the other end of the spectrum here. What's the barriers, man, to becoming efficient and effective and being your own persuasion as a nonprofit? You haven't got the paperwork yet, but what's the barriers to you getting your 501c3?
Because one, for me personally, I have one hand out in the streets, in the community, and I haven't had opportunity to develop in a way where I could focus on the business.
I'm gonna give you my card, man, and I'll help you with your application, man, and your bylaws and your articles. Because I got a 501c3, and I got it since I've been at the school. And I know that there's some other issues, and I'm on the charities list, and I registered on there because if somebody wanted to donate some money to you, you need to be on the list, so people so you can have some fidelity, because that's another issue I found with the barriers that I found in this program is that in order to provide services for the county and stuff, you have to have insurances. Yeah.
That's what I want to share with you. I have the insurance.
Okay.
I have a business license for profit. Now, I'm brother under organizations like this organization, C4RJ. There's credible people there.
Right.
When people see my past, they don't see my future. So what I did is hooked up with somebody credible. It's just like when I first got out of the institution. The lifers told me in the institution, they said, if your mama takes you back, if she know you better than anybody, don't trip over nobody out there. So now I'm on another level where the politicians and the pastors have to take me back. You see what I'm saying? It's another level of trust that I got to build. So to me, my experience is saying like this. Right away, the way they're treating me and the things that I have to go through out in the community, I know nobody don't want to give up money to me yet. But my day is coming. So what I'm saying is, I took the road that I'm supposed to take. I'm almost ready for a 501c because my stock is rising. I just became the top mentor in the state of Washington, Mentor of the Year, with no funding. So 2 of my kids that were in gangs are in law school off my salary, not off no funding. So I worked with 75 to 100 boys a day, every day, with $20,000, which was my salary, and I was still feeding them. And people was tripping over how I was handling it. The thing is this, when you're on the grassroots and you're a frontline soldier, and you're out there in it, you can get them. I used to be the leader of the Bloods over there. The only thing, not that this is about what I want to share, is this. The only thing that can bring me out of that was a mentor that was like me. That I knew he knew what I knew, did what I did, bear the scars, the poverty, everything that I experienced. He validated it. Now it's time for us to move on. The only way you're going to validate it to me, when I'm used to a world of I got to have it, or instant gratification, is because you got to tell me, somebody that come out of my life, give me the type of tools to get me out. Then when they gave me those type of tools, then they turned me over to the family therapist. So that's when I started working my issues out. Is when I started talking to family therapists, counselors, but I had to have a mentor that I could trust, that supported me through the help. Like me, say what I do with my organization, I'm a link. I tell them I'm a link. Everybody keeps saying what you do. I'm trying to gain the kids' trust, so they can work with y'all. I'm trying to make them appreciate the services, appreciate the person with the PhD, appreciate the person with the BA. I'm not the answer. I'm not a child psychologist, but I'm going to support you while you're getting your mental health needs met. That's what the big homie going to do for you. Because if you was out there on that block, I'd drop a kilo on you, I'd drop an AK-47, and if you ain't never put it down on nobody or hurt nobody before, I'm going to show you how that's done. And when I show you, if I'm willing to lay somebody on the ground for you, if a little black kid doesn't have a dad, that's who's supposed to protect you. Your mom is a nurturer. So when a black man step in your life, like me, at 30-something years old, and you're 16, and there's people pushing you around, and I tell you, you sit in the car, I'm going to show you how this is done. Because you up in G world now. I put it down, I get up in the car and I tell them like this is how we doing it, I got love for you. I did that for you because I love you. He's mine. His parents can't have him back until a greater force come back, like my program. Check this out, Cat. What you gonna do is you're gonna sit up in class and you're gonna act right. People say, how could you talk like that? Street credibility, Cat. You know what's real. I'm a counselor, I got my BA, but it's going down right now. You're gonna be up in Lincoln High School. And then when he identifies that I'm real and I love him, then we start supporting him to his math teacher, doing what his dad do.
And so I hear your story.
Yeah.
4 years ago, I was in the penitentiary too.
Yeah.
And so I bought a house, and I graduate next month from here, and I'm a drug counselor, and so I'm on the front line too. I go down to DOC, and I'm not the answer,
Yeah.
but I can link you up, and I had to come out and be in treatment for a long time. But I'm just saying that
Yeah.
I've seen some of the barriers. They want fidelity, they want insurance, they want this, they want that, and I was looking for some umbrellas to get up under. You know, I just want to know the barriers, because I know that there's...
You listen to you speak.
I want to add one perspective in that really concerns me, is that there are a number of different strategies that you can use. And it's possible that if a kid is out on the street and has been exposed to that, by the time they're 16, that may be one way. But the part that we as responsible adults have to take a very strong stand on is that we shouldn't wait until they're 16. Someone who has that experience should step up front and center to young kids. You don't have to go to that extreme where they have to go through and get all the scars before intervention. And I think that that's what happens in many cases, that they romanticize the street. And they think that before they can really become a credible person in the community, they have to do drugs, they have to do time, they have to try to pimp and all of that. So their education is devalued, or they think that there is a street education. I'm not saying that you don't need to know how to protect yourself in the street, but most of us know that you can be taught self-defense by people and never do a day in time, and that's what particularly our young males have to do, where they can respect somebody giving them a different way. Because everybody can't survive in prison and come back out and get a second chance. So we have to relate to them the emergency state that we are in with protecting our young people, and starting in first grade and telling them there is a different way. You know what knocks a lot of kids, young